I guess we actually do need a test.
I think we do need a test. Methinks.
Testing
from the internet.
Testing. We shall see across country borders and,
Cross borders.
And time itself. Wow.
Let's see how that sounded.
All right, let's see how that sounded.
Hi, Charlotte.
Madeline. Hello.
We're back.
We are, sort of. I mean, we are back.
Yeah, we're back. We're just from afar. From different coasts.
Different coasts. I'm in Vancouver once again. The last time that I'll be here before my husband returns home from being at sea, aka making a movie.
He has really been at sea. It's like, I feel like I need one of those reunion videos, even though you've seen him. You know, those like war hero returns after 7 months away from his family. And it's like dramatic music. I'm like, I need that for you.
Yes. And the dog remembers him, but I'm the dog in this case. I'm just like freaking out. It's a crazy thing to do to make a movie, and I'm extremely proud of him and everybody working on it, and it's going to be great. And we're in the home stretch, so
home stretch.
Final
countdown.
That's been stuck in my head because you did that when we talked on the phone before this.
Wait, I did?
Yeah, you did. That's the second time that you've done the final countdown today.
No, I didn't. Did I really do that on the phone earlier?
Yes, of course. You absolutely. We both sang it together.
Well, my brain just repeats the same thoughts over and over.
Well,
I am not well. Oh my God. Well, but before we get into a jam-packed episode, we truly have so much to cover. I want to just remind everyone to please rate and review and like and subscribe. It makes a really, really big difference and helps the show so much. So please rate us on Apple and Spotify, subscribe to the show on YouTube, follow us on Instagram at Sports Gossip, TikTok at Sports Gossip Show. And then also we've been doing these lovely chats for paying subscribers on our Substack at sportsgossipshow.substack.com, which have been really, really fun. The one yesterday was quite unhinged. I don't know how we got on this topic, but I started talking about 3-in-1 products at hotels it just got very deranged quickly, talking about all these products in hotels.
So I think I know because I hopped into the chat a little bit later in the middle of this discussion about 3-in-1 products in hotels. And I actually didn't think enough. Like I was like, yeah, of course, this is what we're talking. Like, it didn't strike me as strange.
No.
But I think wasn't Baker Mayfield asked if he uses the hotel products or 3-in-1 products? Is that what it was?
Yes. One of our listeners in the chat, I cannot remember who it was, sent the TikTok of players responding to whether they use the products and like whether they just use a shampoo or conditioner or all of them or none of them. And I'm like, we need more skincare related content from athletes. Like, teams, if you're listening, give us what the people want, which is skincare routines.
I'm also just fascinated by like men's skincare routines in general.
Yes,
because it's like a black hole of information that I just, even being married to a man, I'm not always sure what the skincare situation is, So like, I really would like to know. When I saw in the chat that you said, like, we need to know whether they keep skincare at the facility, and I kind of need to know if they're using it at all.
I know. Well, sometimes it's just like a splash of the water on the face, or somehow shampoo becomes face wash, which I'm like, that is so not the move. Like, water is better if you're going to do anything. No, I am fascinated. So the chat was delightfully unhinged in the best way. So if you have not subscribed on Substack, please do so, because we've been having a blast with these chats.
Also, this is a good time to plug the fact that we're going to have a gift guide coming out.
Yes.
The Sports Gossip Show gift guide, because we'll also talk about it on the show, because we're going to do a mailbag episode, which is another little bit of housekeeping. We need you all to submit your questions either on direct message, as the kids say.
Did you really just use the full government name?
I did, because I short-circuited a little bit and wasn't sure what I was saying, and then that came out.
Well, you know what's funny
message.
Wait, you know what's funny is I think you short-circuited because I usually say the like social media admin updates on the episode. So you're like, this doesn't feel right for me to say.
It didn't. And what I was trying to say is send us a message on one of the lovely accounts that Madeline just rattled off, because I can't do it the way she does. And it came out direct message. So
yeah, it is a direct message. That's correct.
It is. Well, so DM us or email us because we want to know what you want to know. And last year when we did this at the end of the year, there were a lot of questions about products and skincare. And that is one of our most listened to episodes, which is either wonderful or depressing. I'm not sure.
I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Great. I'm honored.
Great.
I'm honored that we sit at the intersection of skincare and sports gossip.
You know what? Great. Same. Yeah.
Same.
What better avenue and street to be located on?
Name another sports podcast.
Oh, you can't.
No.
All right. So let's get into some sports gossip. Big day in New York City for New York City sports. And anyone who says that New York City sports are bad or haven't won anything lately are wrong, because the NWSL Championship was yesterday, and Gotham FC, New York's very own, won the championship. And this is after the Liberty won the WNBA championship 2 years ago. So I think New York sports are well and healthy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. People are leaving out some teams. Come on. We've got some championships in this city. What are we saying here, people?
Amen. One of my favorite parts of this, there's also some like actual sports gossip stuff here that we'll get to, but I do just want to shout out. So Sue Bird, great former WNBA player, and podcast host and all around very cool person, was on the CBS broadcast along with former U.S. women's national team soccer player, great Kelly O'Hara. And Megan Rapinoe, who is married to Sue Bird, she showed up in a pink wig with Courtney Williams, WNBA player, who is one half of the Stud Buds. Yeah. And I felt like we hadn't gotten enough Stud Buds lately. They were it's Natisha Heidemann and Courtney Williams, who went completely viral during WNBA All-Star with a very not safe for work live stream that lasted 3 days.
It was long. Yeah.
It was long. And, so yeah.
No, and Megan Rapinoe was on that original live stream, for those who don't remember. And Megan said some also not safe for work things on that live stream, which I was like,
with Sue,
bring her back
with
around.
Sue Bird.
Yeah, with Sue. Yeah.
So that was a really nice full circle moment. But the Washington Spirit were the losers in this situation, unfortunately. And a little bit of intrigue here, Madeline, is that Trinity Rodman, who is a star of the soccer world in general, she is on the Washington Spirit, and she's now a free agent. And if she is not paid what she deserves to be paid, which is higher than most NWSL. See, sometimes those letters.
Yeah, it's too many letters sometimes.
It's like the WNBA Players Associate. Like there's some that just
WNBPA.
Yeah, NFLPA. It's just like anyway. She could potentially go play for another league, maybe in Europe, where, stars like Naomi Girma and Alyssa Thompson are already playing. So this feels like, people in the biz are saying, feels like an inflection point for the league.
Uh-oh. We're at that tippity top of the roller coaster, and we'll see what happens when you go down it.
Amen. I keep saying amen.
Yeah. It's your word of the day.
More like a woman.
Message.
More like a woman.
Hey,
am I right?
There you go. No, you know what? Listen, I think she should get paid what she deserves. So go where you're going to get the money. I get that bag. And then I also saw that after they unfortunately lost, she was being consoled by her boyfriend and tennis star, Ben Shelton, which it was nice that he was there to support her in, a moment of not victory. What's the opposite? Defeat.
Well, some might say.
Allegedly.
Reportedly defeat is the answer.
Oh my God.
And we love athlete relationships.
Oh, it's so good. Just give me more of them. I'm like, because to me, it just reminds me of like a rom-com that would come out in the early 2000s. It's sort of Bend It Like Beckham energy kind of, even though it was like she didn't date. It doesn't matter. It's not really about her dating an athlete. Whatever. Great film.
Yeah.
But energetically, I'm like, I want more like sports related romances to happen because it feels like a movie that would have come out in like 2003, 2004. And we need more of that. You know what I mean?
Couldn't agree more. It's also, Asia Wilson was on Kylie Kelsey's podcast, not going to lie, and was talking about how, with her boyfriend, Bam Adebayo, who's also, a great basketball player, just the inherent understanding that there is there.
Yes.
Which I also think is kind of just true across careers. Like if you're both, project managers, it's probably easier to understand what your spouse is going to. And I'm not saying that it's better to be in that kind of relationship, because sometimes it's also like not the right thing for two people to be in a relationship when they do the same thing. But there is, I think that is one of those company men and women moments that we can, extrapolate from.
Yeah. It's a sense of understanding, It's just a good baseline for your relationship. Well, congrats to Gotham FC for winning. Sorry to Trinity. There's always next year, or maybe not if you're playing abroad. So I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. All right. Moving on to a topic with a lot of subtopics in it this week. Mm-hmm. I just called this section Jordon Hudson's online again, but it's kind of more than that. There's been a lot of news coming out of the Jordon Hudson, Bill Belichick universe the past few days. And we'll get into Jordan's online piece of the news. But first, there was some news from the New York Post that they exclusively reported about Jenny Belichick. And who is Jenny Belichick, Charlotte?
So glad you asked, Madeline. Thank you. Jenny Belichick is the the wife of Steve, who is the son of Bill. Steve is the defensive coordinator at the University of North Carolina, and his brother Brian is, I believe, the defensive back and safeties coach at the University of North Carolina. So he's also an employee of his dad. Yeah.
And the news that the Post reported is that Jenny Belichick allegedly screamed at Jordon, saying she doesn't control SHIT, before she called Jordon, quote, "that SHIT crazy," in a 40-minute rant that allegedly happened after a recent UNC game. Which, first of all, I'm like, how did they get this information? Who leaked it? That was my immediate first question.
No, same. I'm like, this was also, we talked about this at the time because those pictures came out where it was, people reported that it was like Jen Belichick ices out Jordon. And we were like, okay. And I think I just have a lot more questions than answers about this. I'm not surprised if this is true. I also wonder, did Jordon yell back? Like, this seems very much like a strange leak because it's Jordon is completely passive in this story. We don't know anything about what she did when this was happening. We don't know what Bill did when this was happening. It feels like someone maybe who would rather Jen come out of this looking worse, unless this really is what it was, where it was just Jen yelling for 40 minutes. In my experience, though, it's rare that there are multiple people involved in a conversation or a heated argument and only one person is talking.
Yeah. Well, and I think the thing that is kind of odd about it is that they have really specific quotes of what she allegedly said to Jordon, including saying that she basically she gave an ultimatum to Bill saying, quote, "You choose your family or you choose Hudson." So I'm like, okay, that feels very specific, that it feels like only someone in the room could have possibly leaked that conversation, unless someone was like secretly recording it in the hallway.
Like at the door.
With like remember you'd play like telephone or with a cup, like put it on the door or whatever.
With the string. The can and the string.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't work, folks.
No, it doesn't.
Which is a separate point of business, which I think that as children of America need to have a word with whoever invented that thing, because really disappointing when you try it.
Right. And then the other thing that was interesting is, according to the post, at times she directed her anger towards Bill and Steve, saying to her husband, quote, "He wants to fire you. He wants to effing disown me. I don't effing care." I'm like, okay, this feels like some family drama that needs to be resolved in a formal setting at this point.
Yeah. I'm like, we gotta get a professional in here. This story, Madeline, I think, you know how I feel about this story at this point, which is like,
what?
When we started talking about how Jordon was running Bill's Instagram over a year ago, it was like, what a funny little story. And now my honest feeling is that this is above my pay grade. That this needs to be handled by someone with professional experience in helping people with their lives. I do not feel this isn't that much fun anymore, and I'm laughing because I'm sort of laughing about how like not fun this is. This is just there is a darkness that we have spiraled into with this story, but at the same time, like, as we said last week, you know, Bill is still the head coach of North Carolina. He's still a public employee, highest paid in that state. This is still a sports story. We also got ourselves in this real deep. So I don't know that I thought it would spiral for as long as it spiraled for, I guess.
No,
like I think normally in sports, if this were anybody but Bill Belichick, anybody who didn't have just like the legacy that he's had, I think the plug would have been pulled long ago. We don't really usually see stories in sports like this get to this point.
No, it's so true. Yeah, we don't. Which then I think brings up even more questions of like, well, who leaked this story and what was the point in leaking this? Because you're just adding more fuel to the fire. If it was Jenny's side of things who leaked it, what was her end game here? Is it to like get Bill to break up with his girl, like get her father-in-law to break up with his girlfriend, which seems unlikely that she has that sort of sway over her father-in-law. Right. Is it to make her husband mad? Did Jordan's side leak it? Did some random person who worked at UNC leak it? And then I just go back to what is the PR angle here and who is this serving and how is this helping the narrative or fueling more drama to, I don't know, point fingers at people. You know, I don't know. I'm just like, what is the point of leaking this now?
No, I know. And I don't know because like this story has gotten so twisted that I don't know, like there are no heroes here is what it feels like. But also I do think like just from I understand the frustration Jen is feeling if this is what happened of being like, you have to make a choice at some point because what I will say is she is saying that this is Bill's fault. Essentially, like Bill needs to make a choice here. Bill needs to put on his big boy pants and act like an adult and handle his SHIT, to quote Jenny, you know, like, So I think that in that sense, it's refreshing. You know, she is saying like Jordon, all she does is control stuff. Like there are dynamics here that I don't even think, even having talked to Jordon for as long as we did, we can fully understand. I think the fact that Jordon is online again, it feels episodic when she'll do this in a way that's like also just a little concerning. And what did she say on the internet, Madeline?
Yes. So one day ago, she posted 2 in-feed posts. The first one, so this is after that story broke. She was online and she posted a roundup of photos and the caption says, "I've loved supporting at Bill Belichick at his adult male football league competitions this season. Until next year, Keenan." So that's the first one, roundup of photos. My immediate reaction.
Well, what song did she use?
This one? Okay. I have it pulled up on my desktop, guys. Let me pull it up on my phone, unless you know what it is offhand.
I do. It's the song that we thought maybe she would use about us someday, which is actually Romantic by Taylor Swift.
Wait, did she use it twice? I didn't even catch that. Jordan. Oh my God.
She did.
Well, okay. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say about this post before we go to the second one. Mm-hmm. We had posted right around then a TikTok where I opened with saying she competed in an adult co-ed cheerleading competition that there were a lot of cheerleading people in the comments being like, that's not what it was. It was a showcase, which, okay, fine. We didn't. I'm not a cheerleader. How would I know that? And my immediate thought when I saw it, because that TikTok, that is picking up some steam, I will say, was I go, is this play about us? Like, is this caption kind of a nod to us? Listen, could be way wrong here. However, I don't know. I'm just saying.
All right. If you won't say it, I'll say it. I think this play is about us because you said verbatim, Madeline, you opened that TikTok by saying, Bill supported Jordon at her co-ed adult cheerleading competition. The caption, can you read the caption one more time, please?
It says, I've loved supporting at Bill Belichick at his adult all-male football league competitions this season.
This is exactly the syntax that you used. We know for a fact that Jordon is aware of us because we have talked to her extensively.
Yes.
This isn't when we say things like, Taylor Swift, if you're out there. Like, no, this is
right.
We know that she knows what we're doing.
Yes.
And I think at the time when I saw that first one, which was before the second one, which we'll get to, I was kind of like, this is the kind of PR moves that she should have been making all along.
Yes.
I was like, hell yeah,
Yes.
Jordon, this is how you do it. You take something someone said, you flip it, you make it kind of funny. It's a little self-deprecating in that you're even acknowledging that someone said something about you. Like, it was funny. She can be funny. I'll say it.
Yeah.
But then things once again further spiraled.
Yes.
I will say when Life of a Showgirl came out, what did we say? I think I was like, she's going to use actually romantic about us someday.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So that's kind of why I hope that this is about us because, that would fulfill the prophecy as Taylor Swift once said.
It would. Well, so right before I tell you what's in the second post, if you haven't seen it, one of the photos in that carousel is her holding up her all access credential. It's a selfie. Okay. So I want to say that. We'll talk about the selfie in a second.
Also, this is important to go along with the funny self-deprecating thing. One of the pictures she posted was herself at Kenan Stadium, the stadium where UNC plays, with the crying Michael Jordan, the crying Jordan face over her, which is what people do when someone like takes an L, when someone publicly loses something. So there is once again an element of like self-awareness to that she then quickly completely negates with this next post.
Yes. So then the next post, the same day, a couple hours later, she posted that same selfie holding her credential. And the caption just says, P.S. I'm suing you at Pablo Torre with a heart emoji, also to the tune of Actually Romantic. And I'm like, I have a lot of questions about this and a lot of thoughts. Number one, I think if you want to sue someone, I don't feel like it's going to, I'm no lawyer, but I feel like it's not going to help to like, I'm no lawyer.
Look, I'm not a doctor.
But I don't feel like you want to, I just feel like vibes wise, I don't think a lawyer would advise you to post that before you're trying to sue someone. You know what I mean? So that's my first comment.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Go on. Keep cooking.
I'm going to keep cooking. My second comment, and correct me if I'm wrong, Charlotte. Listen, I'm new to the sports world, but I do know from the entertainment world, when you get a credential and you always, if you take a photo, you take off your credential because for security purposes, you don't want someone to replicate it. You know, I know from entertainment, if I went to like an award show and I had a credential, you take it off before you take your little red carpet pic. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not the same in sports?
Yeah, it's what I made you do at the Bills game. I kept being like, okay, we're taking a picture, take off your credential, because I'm scarred, because I think I once posted a picture before I knew that this was the rule, like the first Super Bowl I went to, and all of these other journalists like called me and were like, delete that or you will get kicked out of the Super Bowl. And I was like, right. Okay, my bad. So that's not great.
That's
start.
not great.
It's not a great start. I think that if you're going to, okay, first of all, I agree with you. I don't think if you're going to sue someone, you should say I'm suing you on social media. I also don't think that if you're going to sue someone, you should do something that's not illegal. Like it's not illegal to post your credential. It's just not the right thing to do in the industry that you're in.
No. And then the third thing I want to say is that Jordon went through the comments on this post and liked some interesting comments. The first one being, she liked a comment that said, "Proud of you. Defamation is no joke. You and Bill have chosen this path together. Others do not need to understand it, but they do need to treat you with respect. You've done nothing to harm them personally. They need to move on." Okay, that one you're like, all right, if you're posting this,
I can see why she would like it. Sure.
Fine. She then also replied to a comment on the same post. Someone said, "Go away, no one likes you." And she responded and said, "Bill likes me," which is, it's a choice.
Yeah.
And then she also went through and liked a few posts, one of them saying "crazy gold digger," and then other ones that also said "gold digger." So I don't exactly know what her angle is here, because her first post, I would agree with you, was a really smart PR move. And this feels like she was trying to do the same thing. It's almost like she's being funny, but then also serious at the same time. Like, she's liking comments that are, I would say, on the more serious side, like the defamation one. That feels like that is supporting her saying she allegedly wants to sue Pablo. But then on the flip side, she's liking comments that say "gold digger," which feels like it downplays the severity of what she says in the caption, if that makes sense.
I think the reason she's probably liking the gold digger ones is because, remember, she tried to trademark that.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
So I feel like it's probably her again trying to like do Easter eggs for her own life. I also think, look, we did an episode where in part of it we talked about Pablo's reporting about Jordon, because just we have continually been asked about it. We've been tagged about it, and he's tagged us and stuff, and you can go listen to that if you want. But it's not. She is not going to win a case again. Like, so you can't, first of all, I just, defamation is a very serious thing to accuse someone of. And also in the US, under the First Amendment laws, you have to be able to prove that someone was saying something they knew to not be true with the intent to harm you. And I don't believe that's what Pablo was doing. As we said on the show, he's an amazing reporter, and he and his show have done like really great work. This was more about like a media, a critique of the way it was being covered, just because like that's what we do with everything we talk about. And even though, we're on the same network and we know him, it felt weird. It got to a point where we were like, okay, this is a part of the story now, so we have to talk about it. But he doesn't deserve to be sued.
No. And again, I'm no lawyer, but I would imagine the discovery phase, if it even got to that, if she actually sued him in court, would be very interesting. And I don't think would help the situation for her. I just think you don't want, I don't know. I just think the whole thing feels like some sort of PR play, but then I'm also like, well, you're saying you're going to sue someone on the internet, and now outlets are covering the story as if you're going to sue them. So it's like, are you really being serious about this? Are you sure?
No, lawsuits are miserable. Any legal situation is like the least fun thing in the world. And if you get to a point where you're not going to settle, and where like people, I think people sometimes don't realize, like, a lawsuit means people go through your texts.
Like
it's kind of your worst nightmare. You don't, the emotional stress of something like that is like, it really has to be worth it. And
totally.
I don't really know what lawyer would like take this case on even.
No, I'm no lawyer, but I don't think I would take it on.
I'm not a surgeon, but let me tell you, I don't know that I would take this case on.
Anyways, so those are the Jordon and Bill updates for the week. Given Jordon posted twice in a row in one day, do you think she's going to continue that streak, or is she going to go dark again like she has in the past and not post anything now for weeks?
It's so hard to tell. I think if we're going off of past patterns, yes, I think probably she'll go dark again. I think it's interesting to me. She posted that on the last home game of the season, or after the last home game of the season. I think they play NC State is their last game. I don't think they'll be bowl eligible. So I think that's kind of it. She did say until next year. So that insinuates maybe she knows something about Bill's future, or is just like hoping that that's the case, or UNC is in it so deep with them that at this point, they're just going to keep riding it out and do what Bill's right-hand man, Mike Lombardi, said, which is give them patience, which is not necessarily what anybody wanted to hear. But I wonder too, if there's any loosening of we just have no idea what the apparatus around her has been. And I still, we still maintain like Bill has the power in this situation. As we've said, however, and at the time that we did the episode about Pablo's reporting, she had been pretty quiet and like Bill was really sinking that ship. She has since been more active. And I think the reason that we find that to be important is because PR affects the reality. Perception is reality, and this affects the lives of the people at UNC who work for and play for Bill, and she is a part of that. So it's kind of it's all tangled together. At the end of the day, like Jenny Belichick was right. Like this is up to Bill. Like he's got to get a grip on his program.
Yep.
And that's kind of that. But oh my God, I guess this should make anybody who is going home for Thanksgiving to like a charged family situation, like hopefully, like at least hopefully it's not this,
Oh my God. Can you imagine what this Thanksgiving's going to be like? I can't imagine.
No.
If it happens.
No.
Like what? Oh boy.
Anyway.
Goodness gracious. What a mess. Well, we will see what happens with that. In more fun, positive news, singer Tate McRae was spotted on a date with NHL player Jack Hughes, who plays for the New Jersey Devils. They went on it looks like a little dinner date at a restaurant in the West Village that Dumois reported, which I love. I think it's just like a fun little thing. And I said this in my Substack about this story. I'm like, did they meet on Raya? Because it feels like a Raya pairing. I can't explain it. It just feels like a Raya date connection.
Okay, I agree with you. However, I think the fact that Tate McRae is Canadian and is therefore a big hockey fan, there is a world not therefore, I don't know. I don't know anything about Tate McRae. I don't know if she likes hockey. I just assume if you're Canadian, you maybe are more plugged into the hockey world. This could have been a DM situation.
Okay.
Like any app is a dating app if you believe hard enough, right? Like this could have been a LinkedIn message. We don't know. But I do agree that that this feels like a Raya situation.
Yeah. Oh,
if it's not a DM.
Yeah, I could see it being a DM, but I don't know. Energetically, it feels like Raya, but also who knows? What's interesting about the situation, though, is Jack Hughes is currently out for 8 weeks with a wrist hand injury that he acquired in a freak accident at a team dinner a week before the date. But he still went on the date, which I guess is fine if you're a hand, like you're not in a hospital bed. I guess you can still go on dates.
It's like Cam Scatterboot going to WWE Monday Night Raw. It's like live your life.
Yeah, live your life. But but what's also interesting is that he is supposed to be a front runner for joining Team USA's Olympic team in the Milan Olympics in 2026 with his brother, who's also a hockey player. And so there's questions around whether he's going to make the team. I mean, I feel like there's enough time because the teams have to be decided by the end of December. But I feel like vibes wise, I feel like that's enough time and he'll make the team.
Vibes-wise, I also think, speaking of Vancouver, Quinn Hughes, his brother, who's the captain of the Canucks out here, and I went to a Canucks game actually last time I was here. Very fun.
Oh, very cool. I love that.
But Quinn, the Hughes brothers, when we had Emily Kaplan on our show to talk about, the hockey season starting, there are two brothers who play on the Devils and then Quinn who plays out here in Vancouver. And it just seems to me like too much of a good narrative for Team USA to leave one of the brothers off. Also because like Jack Hughes is good, I'm pretty sure. I think
he's on a way. Oh yeah. He's doing really well. Yeah.
Like so I think also just the angle of, if it's the USA, the brothers, and then Quinn who plays in Canada, when USA inevitably plays Canada, that narrative, just like, I think PR wise for Team USA, it's too good to leave him off, even if he's a little banged up, but by then he'll be fine. These hockey players go out with like their legs hanging by a tendon and they're out there. So
I know. I think he'll be fine. I mean, I just picture like the NBC Olympics package for this. Like it's such a good story.
They want to play together. The brother. Yeah, exactly.
It's PR wise. It's the only move is having them on the team.
You know what I just realized too about the Olympics that's going to be really nice is they are 6 or 7 hours ahead. So like we're going to have the daytime in the States is going to be the Olympics, like the big events at night. So we can just like spend 3 weeks rotting away watching the Olympics all day long.
I love the Olympics. I'm an Olympics fiend. I love them so much.
I also am one of the rare people who, well, no, that's not true. I was going to say I like the winter ones better, but I don't. I just love the winter ones as well.
Well, here's what happens every Winter Olympics. I watch them and I go, should I take adult figure skating classes? That's what happens every Olympics without fail. I go, I'm going to take some adult figure skating classes. I'm going to learn how to do some of those jumps, a little twist, a little double axel.
Normally I support your dreams, but in this case, I need you to be physically intact to do this show with me for our livelihood. So like maybe not.
You don't want me attempting double axles on like a Tuesday?
No, I would like, let's stick with ballet. What happened to ballet? Ballet was great.
Ballet. Bring back ballet.
It's
coming back in 2026. I was just talking to my husband about this. I was like, I need to get back. He was like, when are you doing those ballet classes again? So I need to get you back in a ballet class with me.
Yeah. Same. No, I would love that. You know, when I was little, my dream when, everyone's like, I want to be a vet when I grow up or whatever. I wanted to be an Olympic aerial skier or ski racer. I wanted to be Peekaboo Street for real ones out there who remember that name.
So I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, look, I'm from the north. I grew up skiing.
You're so New England.
My dad grew up in the Alps. Like, come on, this is in my blood. Like, I can't help it.
I learned how to ski in North Carolina on ice. So that is my skiing background.
Also, I do feel like, yes, obviously it requires a certain amount of privilege to have skied ever just because it is expensive. Yeah. But I do feel like in the 90s, it was more possible for like normal families to go skiing. Like now I kind of think you have to be a millionaire. Like I haven't gone skiing in eons. I can't afford to go skiing. Are you kidding me?
No, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. If there's a ski resort listening, send us.
Jackson Hole, if you're out there. Oh. Do you know that? So my mom is a journalist. She's a writer. She's an amazing writer. And for like 10 years in a row, speaking of the New York Times, shout out New York Times, she would pitch articles about about Jackson Hole because it was this up and coming ski resort in the 90s that wasn't like super bougie yet. I mean, it was like very wealthy, but it wasn't what it is now. Yeah. And I think for like maybe 7 years in a row, we went to Jackson Hole because she was writing about it on work. So she got the Times to pay for part of our ski vacation.
Oh my God.
It was incredible.
That.
I mean, she got the Times to pay for her amazing work, but
yes, of course,
I was a beneficiary. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that's amazing. No, I think
sorry, I'm really on one today. She did a story. We did a story about I was 6 years old and she brought me along. It was a story about the International Rocky Mountain Stage Stop Sled Dog Race, which was like,
oh my God,
a qualifier for the Iditarod, I think. And I like stayed in a yurt with her and she just like put me in the dog sled because she did a story about what the dogs eat. And I guess that explains my entire career.
I mean, it all tracks. It all makes sense.
There it is.
You like a behind the scenes story about like what's going on behind the scenes, what the dogs eat, what
dogs,
infrastructure,
sports. It was all there. We should have known.
Oh my God. Wow. We should have known. Anyways, ski resorts, if you're listening. I just have to say one
pass if you're out there.
Or Icon. Isn't that the other one?
Icon, that's what it is.
Icon. Well, I have to tell a quick ski story. It'll take 10 seconds, but I went skiing when we lived in the UK when I was getting my master's. We met our friends in Switzerland, which sounds bougie, but it actually like the ski pass was cheaper to ski in Switzerland than it is in like Park City or wherever expensive places are to ski in America. Anyway, so we went skiing and we went with my friend, and my friend Summer is a pretty advanced skier. And she's like, oh, let's just do one of the easy, like a green run. Isn't that the easiest one?
Yeah.
Green? Yeah. I have green level, like I'm green, but a Swiss green is not an American green. And she took me down and I fully ended up like almost butt scooting down half. I can't do this. I was like, this isn't for me. Nope. I mean, I need the baby slopes.
I feel, unfortunately, skiing now for me is kind of like adult figure skating where I'm like, I don't know that I feel like I would blow out an ACL in 2 seconds.
Yeah. No. I can only do the easiest level. I just want to glide, have a nice little stroll. I don't need to be speeding.
I just loved it. I loved the really hard stuff, and I don't think I have it in my body anymore.
No.
I think once you have arthritis in your back, like it's it. We got to call it.
It's over. It's over. Oh my God.
Had a good run, literally. Anyway, sorry. It's been a minute since we did like a really good tangent, though.
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, skiing's good. I love a skiing tangent.
I hope everybody liked that. Anyway,
yeah, I hope so too. Anyways, Tate McRae. We'll see. I hope that if they continue dating, if it went well, that we see her at the Milan Olympics, cheering him on if he's on the team. I mean, that would be amazing. Great content.
That's also a conflict of interest because she's Canadian. So is she going to cheer for Team USA? She can't.
Interesting.
Treason.
Interesting. It is their favorite sport, the country sport. So
Canada. Canada, if you're listening, come on the podcast.
Canadian tourism, if you're listening.
Yeah, listen, I'm out here. Vancouver's beautiful. Very wet, very dark, very beautiful.
Very beautiful. That's all we need.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about this was that Dumois posted this and like didn't know who the guy was. I think a listener submitted it to Dumois and was like, Tate McRae's on a date with a guy with a broken arm. That's all it said. And I was like,
that's all it said.
Sick. That's hockey.
No context.
That's hockey. A guy with a broken arm.
Yeah. Well, in other dating news quickly, WNBA star Angel Reese is confirmed to be dating Wendell Carter Jr. I think it was last week or the week before we talked about that he plays for the Orlando Magic and she was wearing some Orlando Magic jerseys. But yeah, they are dating and he confirmed it.
We love it.
It's just great.
He said, that's the homie for sure. We locked in. Y'all going to find out when y'all need to find out. We'll just leave it at that. That's my girl though. We locked in for sure. So sounds like a yes.
I love it. That's great.
There's also a wedding update potentially. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. You know what? For the first time in the history of this podcast, I'm not going to qualify who those two people are. Like, I think it's good. We're past that. You know who they are.
I think so too.
Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Page 6 or the New York Post once again reported that she is building out her Rhode Island house for the wedding to be her dream wedding venue. And Madeline, they focused mostly on the flowers. Like apparently she's doing like millions of dollars of landscaping for hydrangeas and red roses and like white and pink. And I just don't know if there's ever been a bigger moment for our show, maybe besides when Jordon Hudson called me on a Saturday night, than the reveal of when we are finally able to do the episode, were Taylor Swift's wedding flowers compressed.
It will be a groundbreaking day for the Sports Gossip Show when that episode drops. It is that I would agree. I think that's our most important episode.
Yeah, we're going to get a Netflix deal
that question
when that happens.
Yes. Oh my God. No. Oh, it'll be a momentous day. It'll be historic for so many reasons.
It really will. Oh man. I
feel like logically that's the only place she could get married is at that house. That house is an iconic property. If you haven't seen it, go look up photos of it. But it's iconic. And I feel like it's also a perfect wedding venue because it's right next to that hotel. What's that hotel called?
The Ocean House.
Ocean House, where all of her celebrity friends can stay.
Exactly. And this summer, I happened to be there for a couple nights and noticed that there was a construction, like a dumpster outside on her lawn. And that's when we started thinking, methinks this. I also think that there's an element of performance art to this wedding that is going to become inevitable because if you are that famous and you want to have a wedding that big, obviously Taylor Swift knows that it's going to be publicly covered. And so I think it's almost like she's preparing the stage for the wedding, the life of a showgirl. Like this is, there's no way that this is not thought through and planned in a way that I also kind of like, because I feel like sometimes people try to pretend that they're being way more nonchalant about their wedding when in fact they're being nonchalant at levels we've never seen. And I feel like Taylor's, it's like, here, I'm just putting in like millions of dollars of flowers. Like, sue me.
It's a performance. It's her performance piece. It's her it's a grand performance piece for the world to see, or kind of see, or a curated version of it to see.
Exactly. We'll get the Instagram dump. We'll get the photo dump.
I can't wait. Well, in other football adjacent news, I don't know if you remember this, but I think was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Cowboys stars CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens did not play in the opening drive of the game. And there was kind of chatter of like, why aren't they playing? They're star players. They should have been in. Well, then I guess there were rumors that CeeDee Lamb threw up in a Las Vegas casino, which he has since denied that he did that because he said he, quote, knows how to hold his liquor, which I love that quote is on record.
I do too. It makes me believe him.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Totally.
Because he's not saying like, I would never go out and drink before a game. He's like, I would never throw up from drinking. Are you kidding me?
Right. No, I do love that. Yeah. And this all came because they allegedly missed curfew after having dinner and a few drinks at the Red Rock Casino. And then they were benched. So, I mean, I would agree. I don't feel like they threw up, like he threw up.
No.
I don't know. I feel like maybe it was just the curfew.
Yeah, the funniest version of this is if they literally like just went out to dinner and mistimed how long it would take to get back to the hotel. Like the version that most people would think where your mind goes to here is like, well, it's Vegas, so they were out partying and missed a curfew. But it would be really funny if they just like went out to dinner a little bit farther away from their hotel than they realized and were like 20 minutes late.
Right. It's like, what if the Uber was taking a while to pick them up? Or what if the appetizers came really fast and the entrees took like 30 minutes? They might not have control over that. We don't know.
Exactly. So that's my, in my head, that's what happened.
I love it. I think that's logically probably what happened.
Okay. More football. Also, guys, this might be a long episode because there's just too much. Usually I feel like we can go through and be like, well, we don't need this. But like we needed everything today.
I know we needed everything. And since we're not obviously doing an episode on Thanksgiving, it's like, we got to give you guys enough content for the rest of the week.
Exactly. You can break this up. You can listen to this in two parts. You can download it and then delete it and download it again. So we get 2 downloads for Anyway, inside baseball.
Insider downloads.
Look, I'm not saying, I'm just saying. We got to talk. Just saying. Lane Kiffin, head coach, Ole Miss. Apparently, allegedly, reportedly, whatever, don't sue us, Jordon Hudson. LSU is preparing one of the richest contracts in college football history for Lane Kiffin. The deal, what's floating around is that it would be 7 years for $98 million.
So much money.
And a promise that LSU would have a lot of NIL money, which is necessary to like build a very good roster. And a formal offer hasn't been made yet. Lane is apparently going to make his decision after the Egg Bowl, which we talked about last week, I think, where it's Ole Miss plays Mississippi State. And this would make him the highest paid coach in college football. I don't necessarily see how he turns it down unless Florida, who's also kind of been in the mix, comes in with a higher offer, or Ole Miss comes in with a higher offer and Lane wants to stay. But LSU is like the college football job. Like, I don't know. And also I just love thinking that like Landry Kiffin, who is dating a star of the LSU football team, Whit Weeks, I really love thinking that this has been like the family's long game the whole time.
Oh, I would love nothing more than this being the family's long game. And you know what? Honestly, if he takes the job, I'm like, there's got to be a little bit of truth in there somewhere, because it's a big decision to change jobs, move. It's like, I mean, obviously his kids aren't 5. So
right.
I don't think he has any young children, but still it's like, it is a family decision. It's a big deal to move. So I would hope in my heart of hearts that Landry or the family had some influence over the decision if he does end up taking the job. And I do believe, I have to triple check this, but I think Florida is keeping their coach. So I think that job's off the table. Let me just confirm
I didn't see that. Is that Billy Napier?
I believe that's who it is. Let me confirm that.
Let me just
hold on.
Hold your horses, everybody. I just like leaving in the real-time research because I think people need to know.
That
we look stuff up.
Billy Gonzalez is that Billy Napier was fired.
Okay.
In October, right? And let's see.
Oh, their interim head coach are they keeping?
I don't think there's an answer yet. Sorry, guys. I thought there was.
All right. Okay.
Ignore me.
We'll
so, hey, real-time fact checking that just confirmed what we already said.
This is all pieces of the same puzzle.
But yes, I totally agree. The family influence for sure had some sway wherever he ends up going.
I just think so. It's not nothing. It's not nothing that Landry posted a picture of her with the LSU star the week before LSU played Ole Miss. It's never going to be nothing.
No.
Also, do we think it's a recession indicator that all these coaches are getting fired? Like, if coaches are getting fired, is there hope? Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, because they have these buyouts. So no, I don't think it's a recession indicator.
So do you think it's good for the economy that coaches are getting fired? Like, can we galaxy brain this?
I guess it could be because it's a sign like stars are just like us and they're also getting laid off or fired in this economy, but they still are getting these crazy buyouts. So I don't know if it's the same, you know?
I don't think that the recession indicator joke works here. I think that's what the truth of the matter is. And that I tried and I failed, and you get back up and you keep on going.
You got to just workshop things and then just keep on moving.
Yes. And
yes. And
all right, man, we're going to keep on moving right along here because the Dallas Wings, folks, WNBA, number one pick in the draft, or you know what? Let's try that again. The Dallas Wings got the number one pick in the WNBA draft because they won the draft lottery. There it is. Okay.
You got there in the end.
Yeah, that's all that matters. This is huge because this is the third time since 2015 that a team has won back-to-back lotteries. And a draft lottery is basically it's so that teams can't tank on purpose and be guaranteed the team with the worst record to get the number one pick. It's they'll put in, you have higher odds if you have the worst record. But there still is a picking process where of the bottom four teams that then goes to a lottery with weighted odd, whatever. But the interesting thing here, so the Wings have Paige Beckers, superstar, and they now have their pick of the draft. And AZ Fudd, Paige's girlfriend, although they have been quiet online recently. I was trying to see when the last time they posted each other was. It probably isn't. I'm sure they're still together. They're still liking each other's posts, and AZ just started her senior year season. So I could see them deciding to be like a little quieter, so that she can really just focus on basketball. But there is a world in which AZ Fudd goes to the Wings.
Oh, the book, the romance novel writes itself. That would be so good. That would be so good. Oh my God. I would love that so much if that happens.
It would be amazing. It's also not a foregone conclusion because LSU's Flau'jae Johnson is entering the draft. TCU's Olivia Miles, who you might remember transferred from Notre Dame, and it was a whole big thing. UCLA's Lauren Betts, and the Wings need a big. So, there's intrigue here. I also wonder if, is that what Paige and AZ want? And I'm not saying it's not what they want. It's an intriguing question of like, do you want to work with your significant other? And I would guess yes, because they had such success together at UConn. And they really got rolling their senior year, won the national championship. And maybe part of them's like, wow, I wish we'd had another chance to do that when, there weren't all these injuries between the two of them. So I would assume yes, but just a fun little, are they going to work together situation?
I think that they would prefer to work together because if their vibes are already so good in college, they would want to continue that in the WNBA. And also just PR wise, like it would be a great move for the Wings to pick her. Like it energetically would just be a great PR story if she played for them.
That's such a great point. Like the earned media you would get out of that.
It'll be crazy. Higher ticket sales. It's like people want to go see them play on the court together. It's just all of it's a win-win, I think. It's like people wanting to see LeBron play with his son Bronny on the Lakers.
Yes.
Except
it's like if people Bronny were as good as LeBron. Sorry.
Yes. Oh, poor Bronny.
There's a part of this though that we need to talk about because so Dallas, Maddie Siegrist, who's a player for the Wings, every team sort of sends a representative to the draft lottery, and Vegas sent Maddie Siegrist last year when the Wings won the lottery, and it was Paige was obviously going to go there. They sent Maddie Siegrist again. The Wings get the number 1 pick again, and here's where things get interesting. Madeline, Paige Beckers on her Instagram story posted something that said, shout out Maddie, shout out the Pope. And I was like, what? How does the Pope play into this? Because our listeners might remember that Spike Lee, Knicks superfan, brought Pope Leo a Knicks jersey, and it feels like tampering to this Celtics fan because now, direct line to God and whatnot. So I was like, is this another basketball Pope thing? The next slide that Paige posted was a picture, a post from Maddie where it's an Instagram post of her meeting the Pope. And what? I was like, when was this from? And so I went, she met the Pope in October.
Okay. The Pope is cooking. What is going on?
The Pope is a basketball mastermind.
He's tampering in the NBA, the WNBA. What is next?
Like, did Adam Silver become Catholic? Well, I guess it wouldn't be Adam Silver. Kathy Engelbert, any of it. Did anyone with power in the world of basketball recently devote themselves to God? Because
I got to know what's going on here. I also want to, just as a side note, I want to understand the logistics of these invites for athletes and celebrities. Is there a Tree Payne, Taylor Swift's publicist of the Vatican, who's kind of the connecting, which cool people are coming to meet the Pope in different sports or across entertainment? And how are they getting these invites? You have to work with your PR team in the US. What's the logistics here of getting these invites? I must know.
That is such a good question. And I mean, look, I saw Conclave. It could be Ralph Fiennes. Oh, it could be Ralph Fiennes.
It could just be him as himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could be the actor Ralph Fiennes who's coordinating.
Not as a character in Conclave.
I know. I just really, I like that the Pope is turning out to, I didn't think when we started this show that we would be talking about the Pope.
No. Listen, Pope, come on the pod. Come on the pod.
Pope Leo. Okay. Pope Leo, come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
I would.
Pope Leo, come on the pod.
It would be a beautiful interfaith moment too, because I'm Jewish, you have Jewish family. Yeah. It could be this,
Oh, I would love nothing more than Pope Leo. You do the intro. Your intro for the Pope would be iconic.
Yeah, because it would be, he was seen at the 2005 White Sox World Series. Please welcome Pope Leo.
Yes. Pope Leo, if you're listening, come on the pod.
Okay. Here's a question, Madeline.
What?
Does the Pope listen to podcasts? Probably.
I think he does.
He watches movies. Podcasts are like movies for your ears.
I think he does. Yeah. Okay. I think so. Methinks.
Wow, we're really cooking today.
Wow, we are cooking. Well, in other NBA news, there's a lot of organizational drama with the Lakers. So Jesse Buss, who is was one of the owners of the Lakers, is undergoing some family drama with his sister Jeannie Buss. What was her exact job with the Lakers?
Oh gosh, I want to say
head of operations or
president, governor, but then there's new ownership because the Buss is she sold, and now I think maybe it's governor now, but she was the head of it. She was the main owner.
Yeah. But basically the TLDR, it was a family business. The brothers were involved. She was involved. And anyways, apparently, Jesse and his brother Joey were fired by the new ownership group, which is led by Dodgers owner Mark Walter, who purchased the team for $10 billion back in June. They were both fired from their scouting roles on the team, which is, not like that's surprising, I guess. Like if you're a new owner coming in, firing him. And that isn't even honestly what's interesting here. What is interesting is that Jesse slammed his sister Jeannie, who again, she remains the governor and oversees day-to-day operations. He revealed that he hasn't spoken to her or the Lakers GM Rob Pelinka in 5 months in an interview to The Athletic, which, I mean, that's kind of a long time to not talk to a sibling.
Yeah. And like your boss.
Yeah. And Jesse also went on in the interview pretty candidly and said, quote, oftentimes within the organization, I kind of felt like I was being treated like I was working against them. And I guess you could say like an enemy, but the only thing I ever wanted was the most success for this team. Which I'm like, this feels like, I mean, if you think the Belichick Hudson Thanksgiving table is going to be dramatic, I mean, the bus table has got a lot of drama for that Thanksgiving table.
No, and it's, first of all, before we get into this, I do want to say that I think an important thing to note here is that Dr. Jerry Buss, who made the Lakers arguably what they are, and his daughter Jeannie is Jeannie Buss. And the fact that her brothers' names are Jesse and Joey, I really like when a family, if you're going to commit, like commit. They all have J names. What did you think I was going to say?
I thought you were about to like give some backstory on the Buss family and the Lakers, which I was like, yeah, go for it. But I was not expecting it. That was so funny. Yes. I could talk about when people name the whole family the same letter.
Yes, and I think the most common letters for people to do this with are J, K, and M.
Yeah. Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
So shout out to the Buss family. That's all I have to say there.
Oh my God.
I do think there's clearly stuff we don't know about going on here because, if they hadn't spoken in that long and they're working together. Also, Joey and Jesse had launched an investment firm called Sports Capital Group, which he says in this article with our partners, dear friends, The Athletic. He says it wasn't meant to be a threat, but that kind of sounds like something you say when it was meant to be a threat. Like, do you know what I mean? It's hard to. Clearly, there's something going on. If Jeannie sold and Mark Walters in this organization has come in and also like scouting positions it's not that high stakes. Like if things were fine, that's a job that you can like let those people keep fairly. It's not like, I don't know. Something here is not adding up.
No.
And
No, go ahead.
Oh no. Just like, I don't know who's, there's too much missing information here to even like begin to know what's going on.
Yeah, there's way too much missing information. And I feel like if one of the brothers is already going on record to The Athletic to say this, I'm like, what else is he not saying? But also that he's willing to go on the record this quickly. It's like, I feel like usually if there's family drama, you kind of want to keep that amongst yourselves. But it's like, what, again, similar to talking about the Belichick story, like what's the PR angle here? Are you like, trying to get ahead of like Jeannie doing like a tell-all sit down with Oprah or something? It's like, right. What's the angle here? So yeah, I agree. There's more to be revealed.
Yeah, it's God, the family business aspect of sports. We should write a book about like company men. It runs in the family, company men and women in sports. Like this is, it's might be. I mean, I guess Hollywood is the most Nepo baby of all, but like sports management it's like just normal that you hire your kids,
right?
Nobody talks about it because it's like so accepted.
No, it's true. There isn't like the same Nepo baby conversation in sports.
No, because it's just like, it's like if your dad owns a hardware store, you're going to work there.
Right. This is like a Succession plot for a spinoff. Methinks.
Oh my God. Uh-oh. They did the Lakers, that Showtime HBO show, but it really should have been like success. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Let's move on to the next topic. What do we have, Madeline?
We're going to move on. We got two things, a quick thing.
Okay.
Dallas Mavericks star Klay Thompson got in a fight with Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant during a recent game. They were kind of going at it. They weren't like punching, getting physical, but they were clearly yelling at each other. And then after the game, Klay was obviously asked about it, and he basically asked about what he said to him. And Klay said, nothing of intelligent depth, just running his mouth. He's been running his mouth for a long time. It's funny. You run your mouth when you're on the bench. It's kind of been the whole story of his career so far, because what's been going on with Ja Morant, Charlotte?
Ja Morant, he was suspended in 2023 for many, many games for flashing guns on two different live streams, and there were a few other incidents. Recently, he was suspended for a game for speaking to a coach in a way in front of the team that was not deemed helpful to the team. When I saw that video of Klay saying this, I was like, oh, I almost couldn't believe it. It's rare that you have someone this pointedly saying, and not saying like, I don't want to talk about it. He was like, right. Yeah, he's nothing of intelligent depth is like a devastating burn.
That's brutal.
So also, it's interesting to have someone who is supposed to be, the young star, the future of the league in large part, who has not turned out to be that. And then Klay, who's older at the end of his career. I'm like, I got to know more.
I have got to know more. Yeah. And I think the setup, Ja wasn't playing. He was in street clothes, like in normal clothes, not playing, getting in a fight with Klay, who was playing. Like, it just seems like the whole situation is very, very messy. And I think Klay is like, man, I don't care about this. He's like, I'm, getting nearing retirement age. He has a lovely girlfriend. He's dating Megan Thee Stallion. Great singer. He's like, I'm chilling. Like, can you leave me alone? He's like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah. He's like, this is not what I need right now.
No. He's like, I'm having a good time.
I think they're my favorite couple in sports. I can't say that. I have too many favorites, but
they're up there though, for sure.
They're really good.
Yeah, their TikToks, really good. If you don't follow Megan Thee Stallion on TikTok, or TikToks with him are amazing. Like, they went golfing. They have great couple vlogs that I consume every time I see one. Highly recommend. All right.
Can you take us home with this F1 stuff? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't know anything about this.
Great. I'm going to take you home with it. Just like You're driving home like an F1 race.
Am I right?
So the F1 Grand Prix in Las Vegas happened this past weekend, and there was some drama. So Max Verstappen won the race, but that was not after some drama that happened. So Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, were both disqualified from the race for illegal plank wear.
What?
Which is, yes.
What is that?
It's like a little piece of metal or like it literally looks like a plank under the car that was like it was both cars' planks underneath must be no less than 9 millimeters, but both the McLaren cars, who these two racers they compete with, were found to be below that after the race. So after the race, they figured this out. Which, this is like not a good situation. This has happened before. So Lewis Hamilton, Formula One star, he was disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix earlier this season for the same reason. So it's happened before. But it definitely is a bummer, but also a twist in the season because Verstappen, who had beaten Norris to victory in this race, is now like basically it's all about points in F1 standings. He's now on level with Piastri and basically like potentially could surpass him, it seems like. So the points really matter here. And basically, because both of these McLaren drivers were disqualified, Piastri and Max Verstappen are now tied in points, while Norris leads them by 24. It's like a points drama, but the TLDR is that them being disqualified for this could potentially hurt their chances of winning essentially the whole season is basically the conclusion here.
Wow.
It's dramatic.
I'm going to need to look into the plank rules, because wouldn't you measure it before?
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't that be a key thing, Like
kind of like a weigh-in for a boxer. Like, what are you going to do?
Right.
Fight and then weigh them and be like, oops, you were too heavy.
Right. But the real bummer here is they were disqualified after the race, not before, or, sometimes they get disqualified during if they like hit a car, something.
I'm also
but,
like, is this
finish?
something? Yeah. Like, are they trying to get away with something here? Did they know this? Was it accidental? Man, I remain, pretty mad at myself for not watching Drive to Survive when it came out in 2020. Cause I'm like
so
too far behind now.
It's so good. You can always catch up. There's always drama. I feel like we owe our listeners like a deep dive into F1. We get a lot of questions about F1 drama. So just know we will incorporate it more because there's so much tea.
Hear me out. What if we do a fun little side series where, because you've watched Drive to Survive, right?
Yeah.
What if I watch Drive to Survive like it's 2020? Like I'm just learning about these people and do like recaps of 6 years ago F1.
Yes.
Okay.
I love it. All right. I love it. Sign me up.
Production meeting, put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it. That concludes a very dense sports gossip show episode. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening or watching on YouTube. And as we said at the top of the show, please rate and review, like, and subscribe. It makes a huge difference. Become a paying subscriber on our Substack at sportsgossipshow.substack.com. Send your mailbag questions to info@sportsgossipshow.com or direct message us, as Charlotte said at the top of the show.
Send us a letter. Send us a letter.
I would love that. Like a P.O. box. Oh my God. I would love that.
Well,
maybe we'll have one.
We might.
Interesting.
You think?
Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for we're very thankful for all of you. We're thankful for our shareholders. We couldn't do this without you. We wouldn't be doing this without you. If nobody listened, we would not be doing this. So we are grateful from the bottom of our little turkey butts.
Exactly. No, thank you everyone for listening. And I guess see you after Thanksgiving.
Woo.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.